Okay, so in this little video we're going to do one of our practice exercises. So depending on which class you're in, this video is stored on the engineering tools, but in my civil drawing class, under general, files, class materials, exercises, we've got some practice exercises. The first one we're going to do is the mechanical exercises. So your class may have those files in a different place, but you'll have something similar. So our mechanical exercises looks like this, and we have this link, little gasket, and some other bits and pieces. So we'll do sort of a video for each one. So we'll start with the link. The other thing you can do if you're doing this on a single monitor, we can grab this file, move it over to the side, halves the screen, choose AutoCAD as the other half. We don't need it to be this big, so now we can sort of squash them down a little bit. We've still got our bars here to be able to move this around. Might just bring it back slightly. Okay, so AutoCAD now, we're going to do our link. So when we're looking at something like this, what's a reference? What's a good place to start? I always like to start with circles. If there's a circle in something like this, the circular end, the circle in the middle, the hole is a good sort of reference to start. These are in inches, so you can do it in millimeters and make it really tiny, or you can move the decimal place, or you could convert it to millimeters if you really wanted to, but let's just move the decimal place 2 times, so 317.76. So this circle is dimensioned as a diameter. The 2 times means there's 2 of them the same. So when we go to draw our circle, C, enter any random center point, the default is generally set to measuring a radius. So you either have to calculate or halve the diameter to get the radius, or we can come down to this diameter on the toolbar. Now it's changed to diameter, so we can just key in 76, nice and easy. Gives us a bit of a sense of scale now, we can zoom in on it. Spacebar just to repeat the circle command, hover over the edge to get the center. This time we do want it as a radius, and so it's going to be 82.5. So then we have 2 circles at one end. I find it easier to do a full circle and trim off the inside half later. There are arc tools that you can use. I just find it easier to do this. Now I want exactly the same at the other end of my link, so I'll select those, copy, center as my start point. Now, sometimes you might have the green inferencing line, so it'll stay horizontal. That's not working for me, so I'll go down. I think if I turn on this polar tracking, now that green inferencing line is back, or we could turn on polar coordinates and that will hold it either horizontal and vertical. But the inferencing line is a little bit more, you can do it at different angles. Okay, so the distance between them, 317. So now we have the 2 ends of our link. We want to draw a line across the top. Now I have already turned on the quadrant snap, but if I just turn it off and show you without it, when I hover over this point on the circle, all it wants to do is snap to the center, which is not what I want. So down in my snaps, I want to turn on quadrant. So now it'll snap to that quadrant, escape, spacebar to repeat, back, escape, TR for trim, enter, and trim off the 2 insides. And there we have our link. You could choose to start, whoops, escape, don't want to do any more of that. You could choose to start with one of the lines. Make that 317. You could then come down 82.5 to the center of that arc and the center of the circle. So then we can draw our first circle. using diameter, but it's not. So you can see here, for some reason, it's now changed to a different type of circle, so I'm going to escape out of that. Go and click on circle up here. That's better. Oh, actually no, as soon as you click on there, it then comes back to. So then we can go down to diameter, make it 76, circle again, and then again we could copy those to the other end, draw another line at the bottom, trim. If you've done it this way, you may choose to use the arc tool. So on the arc options, so a start point, then the center, and then the end, or center, and then the start point, and then the end. So you've got to look at what it's telling you as to how you're going to draw that arc. Where are you going to start? That they all pretty much use 3 points. So where do you start and where do you finish? And when you hover over there, it brings up that other graphic. When I move, it'll disappear. But it brings up the other graphic, which again highlights 1, 2, 3, the points. So let's go here, this one. There's a start point, which actually starts at one end of the arc. The second point is the center, and then the third point is the other end of the arc. Let's try that one and see how it works. So this would be the start point. The next point is the center. And you see part of this, the problem with this is it's drawing the wrong side of the arc, isn't it? Okay, so this is one of the things with an arc that I don't necessarily like, that it's, no matter what I do, it's drawing the other side of the arc, which I don't actually want, so I'll escape there. If we try a different option, center first, so we click on the center, and then there, same thing. It's drawing the arc to the side that I don't want. So this would work down the other end, but not at this end. So you could still draw half the arc like that. And then for this example, we would want to then mirror that to the other side. So you see where I often find it's easier just to draw a circle and then trim out the bit you don't want. Okay, that is our some tips around drawing our link shape.